Welcome to AstroEnergy with astrologer angel Shelley Overton. Hello, good morning, and welcome to the AstroEnergy Show on Blog Talk Radio. My name is Shelley Overton, and I'm an astrologer in Orlando, Florida, and I want to welcome you to the show. So it's going to be an interesting week. I actually need to start off the program and let you know that I had a friend of mine pass away a couple nights ago, and I want to acknowledge him because he was a pretty amazing man. His name is Larry Coryell, and he was a jazz musician, a jazz fusion guitarist. He had a very long career. He started his career in the 60s, and he was actually in New York City night before last, playing at the Iridium, and he was going back to his hotel. He went back to his hotel room and passed away in his sleep. So he was an amazing, phenomenal guitarist and a wonderful person. And he practiced Buddhism. He introduced me to another great friend of mine. And I just want to take a moment and remember him. And I didn't get a chance to get a sample of his music up for this show in time, but I would recommend you look him up on iTunes or YouTube. His name is Larry Coryell. And so I just want to take a moment to remember him and the friendship. So anyway, so what's going on in the sky right now is pretty intense from everything I am finding out from people I'm doing readings from and people I know what's going on in their lives. And I was going to talk about Mars, Pluto, and Jupiter, but actually I can get to some of that. But what actually sticking out more to me right now is the Pisces energy. Ow, I just whacked my elbow. Anyway, I'm noticing that, the sun went into Pisces 3 days ago, the 18th. And it's been affecting us, in a couple different ways. One of them is that we are feeling a little more tired, a little sleepier. I personally am more exhausted at the end of the day, and I know that that's part of the energy of Pisces. So Pisces is connected to the ethereal realm. It is the sign where we draw in information and understanding on an intuitive level. I had an interesting conversation this past weekend with the husband of a friend of mine. He's a friend too, but I met his wife, Anne, years ago when I was in art school. And he is a thinker, and he loves to think about religion and the origins of religion and faith and philosophy. And so we had a discussion. He kind of was excited to come over and talk, or have me over for dinner to talk. And he was going into this very deep conversation about philosophy and how things developed in religion, because he goes to church and he's a very strong Christian. And I've been Buddhist for almost 30 years. So it was a very interesting, fascinating conversation. And that energy is also the energy of Pisces, is trying to get to the heart of what is reality on the other side, and a discussion of philosophy. So we're bringing in this energy, and also just the fact that I was over at my friend's house from the past, a very old friend, a very long time friend, and we hadn't seen each other in about a year, and I was able to go over there again. Pisces energy coming up from the past. What have we gone over, and maybe thought was over, which was not my friendship, but my friendship's ongoing. But I hadn't seen her in a while, and so we're bringing in these people from other times in our lives, and maybe people that we've had deep emotional connections to. It could be past loves or past friends, and we're starting to have some more connection with them, and it seems like, well, wait a minute, I was really deeply involved with you, or I knew you a long time ago and we went our separate ways and now here you are again. What does that mean? And karmically, it can mean that there are more issues you have to resolve with them. But with this energy, Neptune's at 11 Pisces, Sun's at 3 degrees Pisces, and it's conjunct the South Node today. So the South Node not only represents past lives and karma, but so does Pisces. So when you have the South Node in Pisces conjunct the Sun, it has to do with our identity and how we see ourselves and how we connect to the whole picture. And what is that all about? So we are moving closer to a solar eclipse, and that's going to happen this weekend. Actually, I had that date. Now I got to look it up again. I thought I knew it, but I don't. So hang on a second. It's going to be at 8 degrees and 12 minutes of Pisces on Sunday. And off the top of my head, I think it was at 7 in the morning. I'm going to go look it up if I can. Okay, here we go. Yay, I'm so happy I have this. I'm going to promote it just because it's awesome. Llewellyn's 2017 Daily Planetary Guide. I love that thing. Actually has a whole page of the eclipse dates, but it doesn't have the time, so I guess I can't tell you that. I apologize. Well, actually, you know what I can do, though? And this is another really great thing about this book, is when the moon conjuncts the sun is pretty much when the eclipse happens, and that is at 9:58 a.m. Eastern, 6:58 Pacific, and that's on the actual day within the calendar. So at that time, so it's a morning eclipse, and I can't tell you how broad reaching it is, if we'll see it, where we'll see it in the world, because I'm not an astronomer, but I guess that information is also available online if you're that inclined to look it up. So we're going to see this energy coming together at 8 degrees, which is 3 degrees off of Neptune. So 3 degrees off of Neptune means it's going to be this amazing time of bringing out a spotlight on your dreams. Neptune represents dreams and ideals, and it can also represent escapism and means to escape. So that can be OCD, it can be drugs, it can be alcohol, and addictive personality. It can be any number of ways of coping. I'm trying to think of something I do to cope. I think sometimes, it could be anything. It doesn't even have to be something that's, ongoingly detrimental. I live in a small space, and I'm a very creative person, and I need to have change in my life, an energetic change. So a lot of times I change around the furniture. So my daughter will come home and go, oh, okay. So, I'll change it just to have that new vibration. And I did it, I've probably done it 3 or 4 times since I lived here in the last year and a half. But, those kind of things. So wherever Pisces falls in your chart, that's kind of the theme of what we're going to be dealing with over the course of this eclipse. So that eclipse, again, happens on Sunday, the 26th. And I'm just trying to think. So eclipses are, if you think about it, the moon and the sun come together and split apart throughout the month and over the course of the year. So eclipse season happens when they more closely align, and the shadow of one, the sun, can't get to the other because of the body that's in front of it. So in this case, a solar eclipse means that the moon is between the sun and the earth, or excuse me. Now I'm going to have to visualize this. The sun, and then there's the earth, and the moon goes between the two of them. So the moon crosses the path that we see the sun in. And so that means they're in the same degree of the sky, which is Pisces. And so that means that we don't see the sun. The light is taken from us. So the sun naturally gives us a good feeling. It gives us connection and connectivity. I remember there was a time years ago when I was thinking, I wonder if the sun, like, is the physical evidence of spirit. Like, that's where we go. That's heaven, and that's God, or that's like when you go towards the light, because they always talk about going towards the light. And well, the sun is an extremely bright light in the heavens, and I just, wouldn't that be interesting if when we passed, you go to the light and the light is right there in our sky, and it's got so much energy that we actually see it, and it's part of our world in the physical. That was just a passing thought. And then since then I've heard there's a book called What If God Were the Sun, or something like that. So anyway, that's kind of the energy that we feel from it. We feel a connectedness to something bigger. And so when the moon, which is like a satellite body to the earth, it is a reflection of the light of the sun, moves in front and blocks our view of it, not only do we have more emotion, we have a certain disconnect from a sense of self, but we have a connection to the emotional side of ourselves, because now the body that is right where we normally connect to that source is now the emotional body that's a reflection. So in a physical way, I mean, this is the beauty of astrology. The physical qualities also, I mean, symbolically translate. So if you think about the physicality of something, wow, I'm being blocked from something. The moon is coming in and saying, no, you need to look at this. There's an item or a event or a situation or a person or, you know, a behavior or an emotion that we need to observe. And it basically blocks the energy of the sun, which is the ego, or the connectedness to the physicality of being on earth, which from my perspective, the ego attaches to the human form, but when we die, we supersede that energy and we become light energy, we become higher vibrating energy, and we leave the ego with the body, or it dissipates. So ego is the body energy as far as I'm concerned. It connects, it makes us defend our point of view, it gets us insecure, it's fearful, it's earth-based and physical-based. So that's attached to the idea in astrology of the sun, that it is our sense of self on this earth. So there's that period of time when that's blocked and we don't feel that connectedness to the physical plane, but we attach and connect into the emotional side, which from a standpoint of spirit is how spirit talks to us. You know, when you're wanting to feel like spirit's listening, or, you know, something is going on in your life and you need connection and you need to know that you're not alone. You need to know that there's another energy out there supporting you. That's spirit, and spirit talks to you through your emotions. You know, you don't have to suffer. You can change your perspective and connect into a higher sense of self, and that would be through your emotions. Your emotions indicate whether or not you're feeling good or feeling bad, and if you're feeling bad, then you know you're off balance and you have to connect back in to what makes you feel centered and feel good, and that's connected more to your higher vibration, your higher soul, your higher spirit. So all of that energy is coming in through Pisces right now, and so wherever that falls in your chart, that's the theme that you will experience it in. So I can go quickly around the zodiac. So Aries will feel it in the subconscious and start to go, wow, you know, I'm feeling like I'm being talked to, really, because they are very psychic. Even though you don't think of Aries necessarily as a psychic sign, they have naturally Pisces in the 12th house. So they have that natural sense of connecting in. And so if you have any planets in Pisces, and they're going to be triggered really big right now, and they're going to be triggered for people born from February 18th through, you're getting a lot of it, so probably through the beginning of March 1st. Those people with sun right there, very strongly affected. And also, of course, in Pisces, sun in Pisces. But We're also going to have it with Aries people. They're going to be very connected and psychically, and probably they're going to want to sleep more. They're not going to have the energy, and they want the energy. They're not going to have it because the Pisces energy is just going, no, you've got to mellow out. And of course, we also have Venus getting ready to retrograde. But so Aries has it in the 12th, and Taurus has it. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just trying. Okay, Taurus will have it in the 11th, which is connection to friendship. So you're going to be seeing friends coming in. Gemini has it in the house of career, and that means that we're going to be more intuitive around our job. And you may find people in your career path coming back in and maybe giving you an offer from the past. Cancer is going to have it in the 9th house, which is higher education. So there's going to be some connectedness to being more intuitive around travel, education, spiritual quests, spiritual journeys for sure, maybe more religious connections as well. Leo has it in the 8th house, which is going to be probably more delusions and illusions around partnership and money associated with partnership. So you may have to watch what comes up in that area. Maybe some money from the past for joint finances, something going on with that. Virgo has it in the house of marriage and partnership. So there's going to be a sentimentality over a relationship from the past that you've had, whether it's a past marriage partner or a past partner, or even could be business partner, but it's something emotional. And then Libra has it in the 6th house of work, which is, again, intuitive around doing things within the workplace. It's health. It could be issues around feet. Scorpio has it in the 4th house, or excuse me, the 5th house, which is the house of children and romance. So definitely seeing people come back romantically from the past. And if you're a Scorpio rising, that can also fall into that area. So Sagittarius has it in the house of home and family. So it's going to be issues about mom. Maybe siblings are going to come up and travel to see you, or there may have been an estrangement. But it's also, again, around how we are not truly seeing our family for who they are. Maybe we'll find out more about our family. And Capricorn has it in, you should see my hands. I'm trying to keep this straight because it's a reverse chart, and I've got one finger on the sign and one finger on the house, and I'm rotating them opposite. So anyway, Capricorn has it in the 3rd house. So again, it's illusions about how we see friends and neighbors, siblings, actually not even friends, siblings and neighbors, and how we communicate. If you have Pisces in that area of your chart, then you're going to be a little bit more of a quiet person, maybe more of an introvert. Let's see. Aquarius has it in the 2nd house, and that would be, let me see, is that right? Yeah. Aquarius, Pisces. Yeah. Aquarius has it in the 2nd house. And so more around money, maybe aren't as good with money because we have a lot of illusions associated with it. And that's our karmic issue on some level with money and possessions. Probably don't care as much about them, which is why you don't really have them, because they're not. Pisces is the exact opposite of the energy of concern for money in some sense, because the earth signs are very concerned about money and the tangibility of possessions. But Pisces is the opposite. It just doesn't care. So it isn't as good with money. It really lets a lot of it go. And then, of course, Pisces has it in the 1st house. So that's going to be your sense of self and how you connect to other people, how other people see you. You may be seen as someone who's probably a little more woo-woo, a little more out there, because you connect to spirit and you're not always walking on earth in the tangible way. You're kind of up in the clouds a lot, or, just the dreamy qualities that come in there. But you are an amazing storyteller, and you can create stories for people in ways that come alive, and I get chills with that. So if there are any Pisces listening, definitely great ability to express that energy. Okay, so what's going on in the sky today? Oh, and the other thing I should have said also, Mars, I wanted to touch on this too, because the 26th is significant. Mars joins up with Uranus that day, which is going to be a connection to the assertive energy of Mars and the erratic highly volatile, changing energy, unique qualities of Uranus. So in Aries, it's going to be acting out. It's going to be, don't tell me what to do. I'm going to do this whether you like it or not. And it can be the energy of explosions and, creating new ideas, definitely the dawning of inventions that are amazing. I wouldn't be surprised if we see something go on the market that is phenomenal, that will change us in some significant way, or at least the marketplace. And also it's electronics and the internet, computers. So absolutely back them up this week, because I can almost guarantee the energy is going to, we also have Mercury at 22 right now, Aquarius, which is going to be significant. And let me just real quick look at when Mercury goes and changes into Pisces, because that could create some shifts too here. Mercury into Pisces is the 26th. So that's added to the whole thing. I didn't even see it here. Actually, it's the 25th, but it's at 6 o'clock at night. So on the 26th will be the first day of Mercury in Pisces. So I'm guessing there's probably going to be something going on when the moon in Aquarius, which is also the same day Mercury goes from Aquarius into Pisces the day before. So the whole weekend, this coming up weekend, is going to be pretty intense with all this energy. Moon in Aquarius trining Jupiter in Libra, which is retrograde. And I think that's probably also going to trigger something, because the moon in Aquarius is at, looks like, let's see, about 5 hours before it changes signs. So it's probably going to be very close to the degree that Mercury will be at. So they're going to be different signs. No, they're going to be pretty close. I take it back. The moon's actually going to be with Mercury then. Oh my gosh! So the moon goes now. Now that I found that out, the 23rd, Thursday, moon goes into Aquarius at 12:17 p.m. That will be interesting. But it joins up with Saturn on Thursday, the 23rd. And that means that there's going to be some wonderful moving forward information coming from foreign affairs and exciting new ventures that could happen from foreign or foreigners, people of that descent, a different descent, that are in your environment. So that actually is going to be something pretty good, I think. Wednesday, we've got Mars squaring Pluto in Capricorn at 4 in the morning, and then the moon conjuncts Pluto at 2:34 in the afternoon. So moon conjunct Pluto is going to be, again, I think this is going to be a big week of more transitions, honestly. There's the quicker moving planets and lights, so Mercury and the moon and things like that, which signify more of a person, a physical person, and then the transition energy with the Jupiter connection. What did I say? Now I've lost what day I said that happened. Anyway, just know that there's some high electrical energy this week, so it's going to be communications, computers, and ideas, and transportation. And then this weekend, we're going to have Saturday and Sunday are going to be pretty intense, volatile, be emotional. Mercury goes into Pisces, going to go deep down into the energy. We've got Mars conjunct Uranus, which is an acting out or an expulsion of energy emitted. We have the solar eclipse on Sunday, which again is Pisces energy. So it's going to be big Pisces energy. Pisces, Aquarius, and Aries energy. So I'm sure everyone has something in their chart that somehow interacts with any of those signs, whether it's a planetary hit or where it falls in your chart. So just know that that's coming. And let's see, the moon is in Capricorn today at 4 degrees, just went in. We've got Saturn at 26 Sagittarius. And I should probably give you a heads up on some retrogrades too if they're coming. Let me see. I think I'm going to actually look those up on my ephemeris I have. I was looking online because I call it the electronic ephemeris. And that, if you want to look for it, just type in 2017 ephemeris on any search engine. And I go to astro.com. It automatically goes there. And so I call it up. And it's really great because you can just scroll up and down and all the dates and everything are right there. But Venus is the next retrograde, and that's March 7th. So we're not going to have that before. So that's good. We've got like the last week with only Jupiter retrograde, and then the retrogrades all start to happen, and we won't be free of them until even probably January of next year. So, and retrogrades, again, it's redoing whatever energy the planet is, that's the energy that we're redoing. So again, because Venus rules love and money, we're going to be going back over some things that are centered on love, money, and I had a friend mention moving some material goods from one place to another, inventory, and perfect time. If you're having to put it back where it was, perfect time to redo the material goods. Sorry, don't want to too much, right? So Venus is is within 8 degrees of Mars before she goes retrograde. She's going to get even closer, about 5 or 6 degrees away. So she will be in conjunct orb, but then she goes retrograde. So there's like this closing in on a vibe with someone, romantic, but then one person gets cold feet. So you're going to feel that cold feet through May. But they will come back around after Venus goes direct and clears her shadow, which is in May. So I'm going to just look, see, May comes, it's going to be 13 degrees, which happens on the 19th. So May 19th, whatever's going on now, though, she will get back to on May 15th. So let's see, the 4th is 13. And so, the earlier the degree Venus is at, the sooner you're going to see this come back in. So right now she's at 10, but that happens. She gets back to 10 on the 15th. She gets to 13 on the 19th. So if you can keep up with all the numbers. So Mars going to Uranus, though. So this energy, as it relates to people, is like, really intense independence and autonomy. So if we're feeling like, we want to connect to this other person, they're going to kind of flip the switch and go back away for a while and go back into their cocoon and, maybe lick their wounds or maybe just withdraw because they're not sure. There's going to be some doubt in the relationship. And then Mars is going to join Uranus, which means I'm all about me right now. I want to go do my thing. I'm working on this hot and heavy. I've got people I need to see, things I need to do, stuff's popping, I'm cooking. It's really an intense, amazing time to move with entrepreneurial endeavors. And then the opposing energy of Jupiter in Libra that day, well, actually it's moving into association, but in opposition. But Jupiter in Libra retrograde, again, everything in this chart right now is telling me we're redoing relationships from the past so that we can move beyond them. That's the bottom line. We're looking to get over some type of codependence or emotional block that we've had that's been holding us back from our dreams. So that's a huge thing. I mean, it's really actually pretty amazing. And I'm very excited because I know this is happening in my life. And I've been doing some EFT, if you're not familiar, that's tapping, and it's emotional freedom technique. So when you tap these points, you can look it up on YouTube. You release some of the old emotional energy from different situations in your life, and I definitely was able to get rid of some stuff this week doing that, and I was really excited. And so those energies, the Piscean and Aries energy, Pisces is the old, Aries is the new. Mars is coming up, trying to create the new. Venus wants to go back and be emotional about the past and sentimental. Pisces is very sentimental. And so allow yourself to kind of indulge in that energy when it comes, but it's going to be a transient thing for 2 reasons. 1, because Venus will retrograde, then go back direct and get out of there. 2, because like the moon crossing the path of the sun, it's not a permanent thing. It's a temporary thing. So it's going to be like boom and moving. So there's a lot of energy around understanding, awareness, awakening, owning the past, owning your part of the dynamic of the codependence, which is really big. And then Mars joining Uranus, explosive change coming. It's about moving forward. I got chills all over my body. I'm actually really excited about this energy, even though there probably is going to be some transition, kind of like my friend transitioning. But I see that as moving into the light and moving into a highly positive, energetic, spiritual space. And I haven't had anybody really pass away close to me since I've really come to understand a different way of looking at life and death like that. But, well, that's not totally true. I've had fringe people, but not somebody that's really close like this. And while I am very sad, actually, I am sad over the passing of my friend, I know that he is in a place of expansion of spirit, expansion of knowledge, and higher vibration. And I know he is going to, like, once he adjusts to that transition, he's going to be phenomenal on the other side. So I'm really excited for him to explore and open up, because he was a very exploratory person. He was an Aries, but he had a ton of creative energy and expression that he could tap into. And I know that being on the other side, and Alphonse Mouzon, who is also recently passed, I know they're together on the other side. And I had a mutual friend who was a musician who also played with him and connected to him in our Buddhist practice, and he is over there, and I know they're all out there jamming. So it's very cool. And honestly, they say that the spirit world is right where we are. It's just like a millimeter off of our reality. So anyway, it's interesting, it's exciting, it's changing, and our world is growing and moving, and things are coming up so that we can deal with them. So if you can keep that positive way of looking at things, I think it's going to make it easier to move through the next few years in society. So anyway, there you go. I am going to take a break, and we're going to take some calls for readings on the other side of the break. And I wish I had something for my lovely friend to play, but I will play this song anyway instead. This is from Lyndall Sargent. Okay, I just cut that a little short because I wanted to get to our callers. My name is Shelley Overton. I'm an astrologer in Orlando, Florida, and I am here to answer your questions today. If you would like to get me for a private reading, you can get me at astrologerangel.com. And please do check out Artful Shelley on YouTube. I keep forgetting to mention that, but that's a site that I upload some of my art videos. I do my weekly podcast I put with some amazing astronomy and planetary pictures from NASA, and post all of my podcasts there on YouTube as well. But you can also see the art. And check me out on Facebook. Check me out on Twitter, Pinterest, Tumblr. I'm everywhere. Anyway, let's take a call. 207. Hi, 207. Who's this?
Hi, this is Thomas. I'm Walsh in the chat room.
Oh, okay. Hey, how's it going?
Hi, good. I don't know if you read my post, my birthday. I put in there. It's January.
Have you called before?
Oh, a while ago, maybe. Yeah.
Okay, I thought I'd talked to you a while ago, but let's see. Are you Maine? Are you from Maine? Yeah.
Yes.
I think I actually have it. Yeah, I've already got you here, so that's awesome. Yeah. So what can I do for you?
Oh, no particular question. I just like insight.
You just need to know what? Oh,
I just need to know.
Okay.
Yeah, like I hear that I'm going in. Planets coming into one of my main planets, Uranus. This weekend.
Okay. Let me see here.
A bit off. Be on the guard for that.
Oh, okay. Okay, hang on one second. Let's see what we've got here for you.
Sure.
So I'm just trying to read your question in the chat room real quick too.
Oh. No, she had a question also.
Yeah, and I thought I had her here. Oh, there. I think I may have her. Yeah, I've already got her too. So let me just call up both your charts real quick here. And I'm just going to mention your birthday, but not your year, to let people know if they are curious. So I'm going to do you first, and then I'll get to her. So you have, you're a January 27th, and you've got Sun at 7 degrees Aquarius. You've got a Taurus rising, and Mars right on your rising, on your ascendant, at the last degree of the 12th house. So that's pretty interesting. All the Pisces falls between your, the eclipse will be in your house of career, and then right on the cusp going into your 11th house of soul groups and friendships and things like that. So, yeah, let's see. Saturn's been going, you're almost at a Saturn return. Saturn's going through your 8th house, and your Saturn return hits early next year. So there's going to be a shift, much more solid view of money and wanting to be much more secure. I mean, you felt that, again, 2007, 2008, you had a big hit back then with what was going on. And Saturn is saying, okay, now that you've seen the fear, what have you done or what are you doing to make sure that things are shored up and stable so that you don't feel fearful anymore? Have you been addressing that?
Oh, yes, I have.
Awesome. Yeah, learn those lessons. I know I'm like, I had a lot of credit card debt when that hit, and I'm just like, I am not using credit cards. I live cash. Well, I mean, I debit. Everything's debit. I only have one credit card.
I just have got a tip that my finances are improving. I know I have finances, and they're only going to improve. So I don't concern myself with that. I just accept it.
Okay, good. Good for you. Jupiter is retrograding in your house of work. So everything seems to be really highlighting work and career right now. Is that an area you have been focused on?
Things are falling into place, yes. I have been doing some work. Yes.
Very good, very good. And then we've got Mercury right near your Venus right now. So I don't know, you mentioned, are you married? Is Dee your wife?
I'm divorced from her, but
You're divorced from her.
In the same place, yes.
You're what?
We're still in the same place together.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's probably some discussion about the past coming up around that, just because Venus and Mercury, the energy of Venus in the sky going back into Pisces, but Mercury's on your Venus right now, so there's probably some information being about that, like career or ideas.
And one of the main planets, so there's lots of discussion going on.
Yeah, yeah. So the sun moved into Pisces, and the Pisces energy it really is about connecting into higher sense of self and higher purpose within career. And don't be shy about doing your thing with your career. You've got Chiron and Aquarius up there in your house of career, which is a wounding around being you and doing you. And that's a lifelong path. But, of course, Mercury is right on your Chiron, so there could be some, picking at the wound of that, of not having been paid attention to for what you can contribute. And the Aquarius energy in the career house, really, there's so many ideas that come out, and it's an inventor. And I don't know if you do inventive things or create inventions, but
I create some things, but they're not inventions.
Oh, okay. Well, definitely something that's created or something that's unique and unusual is highlighted in your chart. And with Mercury there right now also coming in, and, you're discussing things. And then Neptune just went into your 11th house. So it really is about making things happen for yourself and finding your soul group where you really resonate to them, and you utilize that energy from friends and the people who share belief systems to move forward with what you're doing in your career. They're really the key to the networking. What was that?
It is a network. I was just going to say it's just a network.
Yep.
Which is a whole lot.
Yeah, and you've got a good 12, 13 years of Neptune being in this house. So it is really about that connection on a spiritual level. It's a very deep connection. It's not just verbal. It's not just passing, but it is really bonded.
You're right. It's a long connection too.
Yeah. And Mars, Uranus are conjuncting your 12th house, which again, everything in your chart's kind of telling me that there's something spiritual that you should do within your career. Even though you have Saturn in Capricorn in the 8th, which is connection to people who are elderly. And I'm thinking that you are really good with the elderly who are in transition, because the energy in your chart, Mars in the 12th, you understand a certain amount of the physical, what's needed in the physical world. And that could even mean you're good with insurance, you're good with goods of the dead, and having to take care of the financial side of things for the elderly. But that's also highlighted in your chart. You have a trine by Earth sign in your chart between Saturn, Mars, Pluto, and Moon. So
yes, I seem to attract those signs.
Attract what?
I seem to attract earth signs in this life.
Yeah. Well, you definitely are a healer in energy with Pluto and Virgo. And you also just understand what it takes to move on in a physical way to the next level, whether that is with the elderly or financially, goods of the material goods, or even love energy, which the Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn is kind of about the physical, tangible connection to other people. So, yeah, I mean, other than that, I don't know what to tell you unless you have a specific question.
No, I have no specific question.
Okay.
I just wanted some insight on what's going on, because I can't even read my own chart.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's hard. We get our emotions involved. We're like, well, I see it, but maybe it won't happen that way.
I know. I might as well just do my own cards,
Yeah. Well, as far as Dee is concerned, did you want to say what her thing was, or do you want me to just look at that real quick behind the scenes?
I think it's about moving residence, not out of the country. She's from Greece.
Oh, okay.
I don't know exactly what she typed in. I didn't have glasses on. I wasn't.
Oh, she typed it in? Okay,
yes.
There we go. Hang on. Let's see. Looking to see about moving.
I'm sorry. She just told me she's in Q.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, okay. Then I'll just.
207-538. Yes.
Okay. Well, let me grab her real quick. I'll say goodbye to you, and I'll talk to her, and then we'll move on with all the readings. Okay.
Thank you very much. Have a great week.
Welcome. You too.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye. Okay. Hi, Dee.
Hello. Hi.
How are
Thank
you?
you for picking up my call. I'm okay.
Sure. Awesome.
I was in New York most of last year with going through this divorce, and I really love New York because I'm from there. I'm back in Maine, but I want to know, I can't afford it there. Do you see a move coming up for me? Because even though we're living together, I do need my own place.
Right. Yeah, actually, it'll happen later this year if you can wait. You've got an amazing opportunity coming in probably in November, early November. Let me look real quick here and see. Because what you're looking at is Jupiter going into your house of home and family, and it's right now in your third house. When it moves into Scorpio in October, it will be in the right sign. It's going to trigger, like, you're going to go, no, it's got to happen. It's like making your dream come true around home and family. And if that's a move, and Jupiter rules long distance. So, it would be more moving out of state. So let me see here with, it gets to 8 degrees. 8 degrees is the degree with which you have Neptune right on the cusp of your home and family. So you definitely want to trigger that, and you want to trigger it at the right degree. It's going to be the 21st of November is when Jupiter hits that degree, and so Thanksgiving is probably the time you're going to be moving. It doesn't have to just be then, but that's when the biggest hit to now it's got to happen is going to occur for you. Okay.
And in general, do you see any other changes coming up for me? Something, because I'm very stagnant and I need something to change.
Oh, change is coming. You know what I was saying earlier in the show. I didn't know if you heard earlier in the show, but yeah, change is coming for you. Let me see here. Mars, Uranus are up there in higher education. So if there may be something that you have to go back to school to learn if you want to make a change around career. It's coming, like I said, the end of this month is very big. Mars joins Uranus, and that means doing something for yourself. It can also be something online. You have Saturn and Jupiter joined in Capricorn. Pluto is moving towards that degree, but he goes forward, he goes back. So it's going to be a couple of years to really make a huge shift around work. You are wrapping up issues around creativity and love and children. There is it's very concrete having Capricorn energy in the house of children and creativity. So it's more of the, what am I doing to make myself to play more, okay? Because that is the house of play. But Capricorn is very serious. Capricorn energy can be very serious and say, well, I'd like to play, but what if I get messy? I don't want to get messy. Oh, no, what if that happens? And that energy can kind of squish your creativity. Saturn is in your house of creativity just going in, and it's in Sagittarius. So it's really trying to help you find that playful side. And that can also be the precursor to what you're going to be doing coming up. I think that, I know that there's going to be a shift and change around career because Uranus is going to hit Taurus, which rules your house of career next year. But it'll still be in the house that's really trying to get you to explore different ideas. And, all the energy that happened with Uranus squaring Pluto for you revolves around playfulness, creativity, and new ideas. And that's really big for you because you have Saturn and Jupiter in N degrees of Capricorn, it can be very, I know Capricorn energy. This is the way it needs to be. But Pluto is approaching, and that means that there's a great shift for career and in the workplace because Pluto, when he gets to 20, he's at 18 now. When he's going to go in your house of work. And it's like, I can't, the deep issues that you may not have really paid attention to, those are going to come up for you. And that's 2018. So it's a change in structure. It's really absolutely point blank a change in your career, a change in the structure of your career, not only the structure and the systems. So it's you finding something else, but it's also the workplace. So you're going to change venues as well. And that happens, let's see, around a year from now, March of 2018, Pluto is at 20 and goes into your house of work. And it'll be there for a few months, actually. before it goes retrograde, and then it retrogrades back to where it's at now later on in next year, but you'll already get a full taste of you need to make a change. And it's more next year than this year. This year, the change comes around trying to understand more of the growth aspect of what you need to do and how you can take on for your own personal energy. You need to pay attention to what you want to do, how you're expanding your spirituality, your drive, you're looking at the change and shift around self. And that's kind of reiterated with having, you've got so much stuff. Sun is 1 degree off your Chiron in the house of marriage and partnership. So obviously there's still some issues coming up from the past around that. Especially
what do you
with
see like for a shift in my personal life in the future? Do you see anything else with relationships?
Yes. Neptune is getting to the end of this. The one thing I would say, though, with that, because Neptune is your dream situation, when Neptune gets into your 8th house, that's like moving on to a new commitment. Your house of marriage right now, it's in Pisces, so you're like tethered to your husband from the past because of that. Yeah, it is. Let me see, I'm in 2018 here. Got to keep my mind going so I don't lose it. 13, 14, I would say about 2019, which seems a ways away, but it's only a little over a year and a half away. It's coming. So we're gonna 2018, late 2018, you're gonna have Neptune going into your house of transitions around getting the new coming in. But I'm thinking when you do have someone, it's someone you already know.
Okay.
I really think it's somebody you already know who is a friend or in the work environment, and you communicate. And also, Jupiter meeting up with Neptune later in this year could also open something up. So again, the same time that you're moving, that could also open more energy for you. I'm seeing some major plans. October is good for you. Actually, even all the way up, I'm trying to figure out the date, right around the 6th or 7th of September, that's when the sun will go into your 2nd house, which highlights work and it highlights money and love. And you have Mercury there, so you may end up communicating with someone new, meeting someone new, and by the time the sun gets to Libra, that hits your Mars. And so that's going to be good for you as well. I'm going to see real quick here. I'm going to look and see when Venus hits your Mars, because that'll be awesome too. So there are a lot of dates. Venus goes, your Mars is at 8 degrees Libra. And that will happen in, looks like late this year, Mars, Venus, 8, on the 21st of October, which is really good because the sun's also in the sign of Libra through October. So yeah, you're going to have the sun hitting. So September, October time is better for romance for you. And then also May. Oh, no, I take it back. And then Venus hits Mars at that time as well. Venus and Mars will be joined up. I thought it was August. Let me look. Venus now, September and October. Yeah, Venus and Mars join up in October of this year. So I'm thinking later this year is going to be really big for you as far as shifts, changes, everything romantic is probably more inclined towards later this year. And let's see, I'm just looking at some of the major planets and where they're going to be going. Yeah, I think right now, the first few months of this year are more focused on getting over some of the issues of the past because of the Pisces energy, which is all in your house of marriage and partnership and joint finances. Venus is definitely having you go back over some of your joint finances for the next few months. Okay. So she'll get back into Aries in May, late May, and that's when I think honestly you'll be like, yeah, I'm good. And then you'll get into the new phase because she'll join up with Uranus. Right now, Mars is at Uranus. She joins Uranus probably closer to May. And then that's going to be when something unexpected will come in for you, and your desires are going to be much more autonomous. You're honestly, right now, because Venus and Mars are coming together, it's about wanting to connect, wanting to partner. When Mars gets past Uranus and then Venus joins up with Uranus in Aries, it's like, I just have to do my own thing right now. So while you're sitting there thinking, man, it'd be really nice to have something new, I'm telling you, the middle of the year, it's going to be about doing you, okay, and doing your own thing. And then and Venus and Mars are both moving into Taurus this year. So in May, Mars will be, no, it's even earlier than that. Mars is in Taurus through late March, early April. That's going to be about money and career. So you'll get some good stuff coming in with career, and I wouldn't be surprised if you have something new coming in right then as well. So I'm going to tell you a date. 23rd, 24th of March is good for career. And after that, and then Venus gets into Taurus a little bit later. She gets in June. So all of June practically from the 6th through the end, and the first week of July she'll be in Taurus, and that means probably more love too, because Venus and Taurus is love and money. So love and money will be good for you in the summer. Okay?
Okay.
So, yeah, it looks good for you.
Wow, that's a lot.
Don't worry. It's coming. Don't worry.
Oh, good.
All right. Take care.
Oh,
Talk
thank
to you again
Shelley.
soon. Sure. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye.
And up next we have 623. Hi, 623. How are you, and who is this?
Hello, how are you? This is Maria.
Hi, Maria. I've got you.
Yes, I'm here in front of I have been, let's say, studying my chart, progress chart in the web and different websites, and I have the progress chart for my for the eclipse, February the 26th. And I had a question for you.
Sure.
Because I see a lot of planets. The sun, my progress sun, it's here in the 6th house, and at the same time Mercury, and at the same time I have Venus, and I have Neptune at the same time in the 6th house. So I was really curious about that day, the 6th house, all the things that are happening in my 6th house.
Okay, so the 6th house is work and health, and it's the energy of Virgo. Virgo naturally rules it, so you kind of put an overlay of Virgo on the energy. And I'm just trying to figure out, because I have an old program. I don't have the progressed program handy, so I was just trying to do your date. Is let me see, May. So it's sometime in May for your progressed chart, right? Do you have the date?
In May? Why in May?
Well, because progressed charts are 1 year for 1 day after your birth. So I would take your age, and then I would progress your chart to the date that is the amount of days that your age is. So it would be, 58? Is that 58?
I'm not understanding because I was asking you about the eclipse.
I understand, but I want to look at your chart to be able to tell you.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yeah. So let me just do May 28th real quick, and that will help me figure out what you're saying, okay? So I'm just trying to get on board with, you're telling me, but I'd rather look because I'm a visual person. So I'm just trying to get a chart for you that actually works, so I can be on board with the same information, okay?
And I don't know even if the information is correct. Because the programs are different, so I don't know.
Well, no, it's going to actually be an eyeball. I'm just going to have to eyeball it because there's no way without doing it. I was not prepared to do that type of chart right now. So I'm just trying to see what your natal chart looks like against what that progressed is. I have very close to what it would be. So you said, yeah, I see it. I actually have it here. Jupiter and Neptune are in your 6th house in this chart. But Jupiter and Neptune, let me ask, you've done the chart. They're in Scorpio, though, in your progress chart, correct?
I'm sorry?
Your progress chart, are Jupiter and Neptune in the sign of Scorpio there?
In the sign of Scorpio.
Because they should be.
Let's see. Wait 1 second.
Okay. And so you're saying that the eclipse is affecting your 6th house, or Jupiter and Neptune are in your 6th house? Okay.
The sun. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So the eclipse in your house of work and health basically is going to show you if you've been having health issues, you are going to see more of what you can do to change that and make it better. So it's going to give you information. It'll kind of like shine the light. You know, there's like a blinking energy of, you know, the moon blocking out the sun, so it's like it shuts off and then it turns back on. It's like you went from the dark to the light. So it's going to give you that energy. It's going to shine information that you hadn't noticed before on the situation. So, you know, it could be, I didn't really want to be in this job. What am I doing here? Or there's a person there that I didn't know liked me, and now they like me, and I found out about it. And it could be any number of different things. But with the Jupiter-Neptune energy, it is expansion, being more aware of your own personal needs within the environment. It's also, it could be endings, it could be transitions. It's just, you know, many different things. Unfortunately, you know, I don't have I've got this, you know, kind of like a progress chart that I created based on the year that you would have for your progress chart. And I know you don't understand what I'm saying, but I see the chart I have here. I know it's close to what you're saying. So it just means that you're expanding, you've got transition. It's about money, joint finances, and your sense of self in the workplace as how do people value you. So, you know, it's going to be focused on that energy.
Can I ask you the last question? How long the effect of the eclipse is going to last?
It can last up to a month after, or even actually I take it back 6 months after. So, you know, it's kind of and because Venus will get back into Pisces and all this energy is in Pisces right now, it's going to accent the length of time that you'll feel it. I would say probably more pointedly, you'll feel it more strongly for a few months afterwards, 3 months, for the duration of the Venus retrograde, and then going direct again. So it's very strongly Pisces energy right now. The eclipse is there, the sun is there, Neptune's there, South Node's there. There's a lot of energy. Venus is going back there. Chiron is there. So it is really the energy of the old story being attractive to us, but yet we know how it turns out. So it's like the universe is trying to say, this is like an addiction to you, like you are attracted like a moth to a flame to the specific situation for you around work, and it could also be around a former partner, but it's like we're seeing the light with it, and we know that it isn't what we want it to be, so we are more capable of letting it go so that we can move on to a new story, and the karma shifts and the karma changes. So it's a very karmic time. It is karma around our desires and around our view and illusions of the situation related to other people and the past.
Exciting.
Okay?
Yes.
It is really a culmination and wrapping up of, you know, things that we've been with the Chiron energy in Pisces. It's like it was so painful for so long, and now we're letting it go. We're really letting it go. A lot of the T-square with Capricorn, Aries, and Cancer, Capricorn, Cancer, Libra, and Aries over the last couple of years have really brought out some of the conflicts and difficulties. And now with the Pisces energy, we're able to say, I know how this ends. It doesn't feel good. I'm moving on. And that way we can really let go of that old story and have a new story. We're creating the new story. And that's what Mars conjunct Uranus wants to do, wants to create the new. So it's the 26th is really big. It's, you know, energetically and karmically, it's like, let's move on. Let's create something together. So, yeah, it's exciting. Anyway, thank you for the phone call.
Oh, yeah, I wanted to ask you,
Sure.
your friend, did he chant the Mejor en Gekyo? That was his
Yes,
Buddhism?
He did.
Oh, okay. Because I do, too.
You do? Oh, you're Buddhist? Yeah, I'm Buddhist. Oh, awesome. Yeah.
I'm not Buddhist in a sense. I'm many religions at the same time, but I do chant.
Oh, lovely. Oh, it's so good. Thank you for letting me know that. I love to hear when people call in, they chant and know what it's about. It's very cool. So, yeah, mention that again if you call back in the future so I know. Okay?
Thank you very much.
All right, take care. Yeah. Take care. Bye-bye. Okay, that's the show for this week. Thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Probably talking about some of the eclipse energy if you've felt it, and moving on to the Venus retrograde. We'll talk about that a little bit too. So take care. Thanks for stopping by AstroEnergy this week. If you would like to get a hold of Shelley Overton, you can get her at astrologerangel.com, on Facebook at AstroEnergy or Astrologer Angel. The music was provided by Kevin MacLeod at incompetech.com with additional music by Ironwood Rain. Check them out on the net at Ironwood Rain.